So, a lot of you guys are about to have your first wrestling match, and it might be a lot like mine. Then again, it might not. So just listen to my story and find out. So, to paint a picture for you guys, the year was 2012. I was a freshman in high school. I had been doing jiu-jitsu for like 2 years before that, and for like 3 years I had been doing boxing. I've been to competitions for both, but as everyone knows, nothing really prepares you for a wrestling match because it's so much more intense. So I had no clue what I was getting myself into, essentially. I was just like, I thought I was the shit because I was beating up kids that weren't wrestlers as a JV kid. My coach had been telling me since I started that I needed a hairnet. Like, that was the first thing that he told me. I had really long, like, super Justin Bieber hair. Like, I really needed a hairnet. But like an idiot, I put it off until the last day. I get home from school, my mom picks me up, we go to Dick's Sporting Goods, and we look, and of course there are no wrestling hairnets because no Dick's Sporting Goods carries wrestling hairnets because barely anyone wrestles at all, let alone needs a wrestling hairnet. So of course they don't have them readily available. We can order them for you. So I go to the hair salon right next door and ask to get cornrows. Now if you guys don't know what cornrows are, it's just like a really thin braid all along your hair, and it's really tight, and it basically turns long hair into short hair. I get these cornrows very, very, very poorly done. Very loose. I had like 5 or 6 just like on my head. I was put like, for a head with my amount of hair, I should have had like 30 rows of cornrows, but I had like 5, and they were just like very loose braids. I go home, I get my things, I go to the school and I meet up with everyone, and immediately everyone starts talking shit about my cornrows. Everyone starts calling me a to start saying that I look like an idiot, asking me if I'm gonna do this for every match, laughing at me, and I'm like, fuck this, like, I'm such an idiot. Why did I do this? Like, why didn't I just get the hairnet? Why didn't I just get the hairnet? So I'm going through all this abuse. We get on the bus, we get to the place, and everyone lines up to weigh in, and I'm like the 5th person because I'm the 138 or whatever. The ref looks at me and he's like, take out your braids. What do you mean? Like, then my hair will be too long. He's like, take them out, we have to check. Are you joking? And we take out all my braids, and just to see that my hair is longer than my ear, right? Just to see that my hair is longer than my ear. My hair was super long in the back, super long in the front, like covered my eyes, and it was longer than my ear, right? So I had this long hair all around, and he made me cut above my giant ears, just like 2. Everyone sees me walk in with cornrows and walk out with completely tangled, matted hair and just like ears completely abreast. And back then, I had a procedure done to pin my ears back. My ears used to look like this, like literally like this. So my hair completely didn't cover my ears at all. And I had to deal with that at school, like that, stay like that for a while. I'm like, whatever, I got my hair cut, I just want to wrestle. Like, I just want to get to the mat. All I'm trying to do. I sit down and like, I'm like messing with my cup. And I know what everyone's already thinking. I'm messing with my cup. One of the seniors looks at me and he's like, Gomez, are you wearing a cup? And I'm like, yeah, are you not? And he's like, this isn't football, we aren't, take that cup out. And I'm like, what? Like, this conversation was like a 2-minute conversation, 3-minute conversation. And I stopped watching like the wrestling matches. I was like, you guys don't wrestle with cups? And he's like, go into the locker room and take that out right now. And I'm like, fine. So I go into the locker room, I take my cup out, I walk back out with my cup in my hand, and I sit down, I put my cup down, I put my cup in my bag, and like as I'm putting my cup in my bag, Isaac Gomez up to table 4. Like, bro, imagine me just going into full-blown panic mode. Like, complete, just like, what? I have to wrestle right now? I'm searching for my headgear, grab my headgear. I take out my warm-up jacket, I start taking off my pants, and I didn't realize that at the bottom of my pants was a zipper, so it got caught on my shoes. And if you guys can imagine me, in a singlet, like skinny, like super lanky, skinny, hopping around with my pants around my ankles, trying to get them off, and eventually, I step on them, and I kick them off, and I break the zipper, and I throw them back into the pile. And I run to the center of mat 4, and the ref looks at me, and he's like, go to the table. Bro, mortified. I wanted to die in a hole. I wanted to dig a hole under the mat and just stay there forever. Like, completely mortified. I go to the table, and I'm talking to the time person, checking in. I look to the right, shit a brick. There's a sophomore there that looks way heavier than me. I didn't cut any weight for this, but he looked way heavier than me, at least in my eyes. He looked way bigger than me. And so we get out to start wrestling. I forget what happens, but like, I don't know if it's the second period or if he took me down, but he ends up behind me, right? And at this point, my coaches have only really taught me a stand-up, a sit-out. a half, and a double leg, right? They've really only taught me the very basics, like the very basics. So this kid's behind me, and my coaches are in the corner screaming, "Sunshine, sunshine, sunshine!" And I have no clue what that means. I have no idea. So I just keep on like wrestle, like no, being just like a potato. I eventually lose the match, and they raise the other kid's hand, and my coaches were telling me, they were like, he was so high, sunshine means you grab his head, and like, but it seemed like they were pissed at me. I just went back to my bag and started eating my yogurt. So that was my first wrestling match. If you guys like that story, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I got a bunch of other stories, so check them out. But until next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.